Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Basketball, TITTH number 114. I'm your host, Justin Bruni. I got the gang with me tonight. I got Blake and Steve. How we doing, guys? How we doing? Happy hump day. What's up?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Justin?
Hey, not a whole lot. Excited to get into some basketball action here.
Did we?
Yep, we lost him.
Justin.
Yeah, apparently.
All right.
So right now we can just jump right into it if we want to. Otherwise, how's your week starting out so far?
So far, so good. Let's hope we can just ride this out, and Friday will be here soon enough. Justin's back.
There he is.
Sorry to throw that bump in the road for you there, guys.
No
Back
worries.
to your weekends. How were they?
Blake, how was yours?
They were good. It was good. Relaxed. Finally got some time to, hang out with the family. Nothing really to worry about except hanging out. So that was much needed.
All right, right on. How about you, Steve? How are things over at DraftKings? You making some money? You got some profit cooking over there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's much profit, but I have had some winners lately. They do a nice 33% parlay boost every so often for NBA. So I like throwing those. You got to have like 3 legs, I believe. So not bad just to throw them out. Hopefully get lucky. Hope one sticks.
Right on. Yeah, my Monkey Knife Fight props have been doing pretty well. We're going to jump into some of those picks here pretty soon, going through some Monkey Knife Fight options. So I went undefeated, or I'm sorry, I only had one loss in the month of February. So far this month, I'm 3-1. So things are looking pretty good with Monkey Knife Fight. We'll get into some of that. And a lot more hockey parlays hitting right now. I've been getting caught on some hooks in the NBA, getting caught on a couple 1-2 point misses on some spreads. So hopefully we can get right tonight. I don't really know how, because these games tonight I'm just not a big fan of. We got some guys sitting out. We got some really big mismatches. So we've already got a couple of games already started here. So let's jump into it. Let's jump into some of our Monkey Knife Fight props. You want to take it from the top on our sheet here, Steve? Go through some of our options we're looking at tonight.
All right. So we got James Harden, more or less than 29.5 points. And then John Wall, 25.5 points, more or less. What do you guys think?
James Harden returning to Houston. I like Wall to hit it. I don't know about Harden hitting over 30. What do you think, Blake?
Going back to Houston, I would think Harden gets over 30 or 29, so he'll get 30 points. I would think. For John Wall, I would say the same thing. I would go over.
I like it. I don't hate it. I typically go over on multiple of these, especially for the scorers. But I'm going to stay away from this one. I think the Harden number is tricky. I believe he's only hit over 29.5. I think once in his last 5 games. He's been acting as more of a facilitator, obviously with Kevin Durant out for the unseeable future. So I think he is going to continue that trend tonight. He's going to be dishing out a few more than he's putting in.
It's Houston though, and he's going back home, and John Wall's gonna try and be like, hey, I can play basketball too. So
I hope Eric Gordon does. He's on my fantasy team. So What do you think, Steve?
It's a tough number to get for James Harden, but it's that revenge game. I mean, he's got a little more to play for. I think I'd ride with both overs. Nets don't play enough defense to stop John Wall. I think he had 17 in the first half the other night. So I'll take over on both.
All right, right on. What's the next one?
Next one we got up is Zach Levine, more or less than 29.5 points as well. Zion Williamson, more or less than 27.5.
I'll go over Levine, under on Zion.
I'm going to go under on both.
Okay. A little bit of a slower pace tonight, you think there, Blake?
Yeah, and also it's going to be harder for Levine to get inside for some easy layups. There's some trees down there.
Yeah, they got Adams and Zion, so that'll be a little bit tougher. Obviously, Ingram a little bit lengthier. Can defend the paint a little bit better than the wing, right?
Exactly, and Zion, he's not really known for shooting the three ball, so he's gonna need a lot of twos to get there.
No, I don't know. Inside the paint, I got up against the Bulls. Aren't they starting like Patrick Williams at the 4 tonight?
Probably. Who knows?
Looking pretty thin right now. I'll still say the under for Zion. I think it'll come close, but
right.
I'm not going to go that way. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I like the Levine under for sure. I don't know if he gets that high. I mean, the Pelicans, they give up. That's who they're playing. Yeah, Pelicans. They give up a lot of points. The over has been hitting in nearly all their games. Yep. I still don't like him. 30 points. That's a little high. I don't know. The more Blake talked about Zion, I like the under, but I'm going to take the over. That was my gut pick. But he almost talked me into it, Blake.
Yeah, it's doable, but I don't think they need him to get that many. There's a lot of options for that team to score. That's just my opinion.
Well, I think the last go-around, didn't the Bulls win like 125, 116? It was like 9 or 10 games ago, something like that.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Bulls might just push the pace on them. What's the next one?
We got Kristaps Porzingis, more or less than 24.5 points. SGA for the Thunder, more or less than 23.5.
I'm going to go less on Kristaps, and I'll go over on SGA.
So this is my favorite one. I had it on the bottom of the screen just a moment ago. Yeah, I'm going under for Kristaps, and I'm going over for SGA. Last week, Blake gave us SGA over. Was it the same number, Blake? 23.5?
I think it was 23 or 22.
A really low number. The man scored 42 points. I don't know if Blake cashed it, but I bet that live on the show and cashed that ticket. Was pumping my fist at halftime when he nearly had.
I like it again tonight.
I like it again tonight. I went on Bet Online to grab it, but they were already up to like 25.5. So they're trying to make me pay a little bit extra. So I did stay away from that one. But I did parlay it into this monkey knife fight prop. So I am on the same page as you, Blake. Give me under Kristaps and over for SGA. What say you, Steve?
I agree with you guys exactly. I think SGA, exciting young player. Definitely like the over there.
All right, right on.
Next,
last one, I think we got one more left.
Yeah, so we got Trae Young versus Vukovic. But Trae Young gets spotted a half point. Who has more points? And then assists, Michael Carter-Williams or Rondo. Spotting Rondo a half assist.
Tougher one, I'll say. A tougher one. I'm going to go Trae Young, and I'm going to go Carter, Michael Carter.
I think I'm going to do the opposite.
Okay.
Carter Williams, he's known to play defense, a little bit lengthier, and Vooch has just been tearing it up. I think he's averaging almost 30 points a game. It's from what it looks like. It seems like he's always putting up 30 points. And Rondo, I just think that he finds his players better. If he gets a playing time, he's definitely outdoing Michael Carter-Williams, in my opinion.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I like Trae Young on the points. I'm with Justin on that. I do agree with Blake, though, that if Rondo just gets the minutes, I think he beats out Michael Carter for assists. But I think I'll still ride Michael Carter, though. I'm worried about Rondo just getting minutes enough.
Right.
Yeah, I think Carter will play more. And in general, I mean, Trae Young's just playing a lot. And what was it? In their last game in the fourth quarter, they sat Collins a ton. And I think Young himself had like 13 or 14 fourth quarter points. So guy that shoots a lot in the fourth quarter, I mean, he can rally this prop for you at any point. And they're giving him the half-point bonus, so why not go with it?
Right.
Clint Capela should be in the lineup. I know that he was kind of coming in questionable, but I think that he should be able to slow down Vooch a little bit in the paint and really force him to shoot more outside, around the perimeter and maybe take a few more questionable things. Exactly.
Which might be a good thing.
It could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. So I'm gonna go with Trae, who just loves to score still. So I'm gonna go that route.
So it does look like Capella's gonna be out for the game.
All right.
Yeah,
maybe you're
but
right. Like
I'm still in agreement with you.
All right, fair enough. All right. Other than that, as far as like my best props for tonight, my triple play prop, I am going Kyle Lowry, the treaded Raptors, just completely beat up and missing their big three, Anunoby, Siakam, and Van Fleet from COVID protocol. I'm putting Kyle Lowry over 21.5 points. Blake was telling me, Norman Powell probably be doing a lot of scoring as well. But other than those two guys, I mean, I don't know who else is going to be, putting the ball in the basket. So I got him over 21.5. I got Bruce Brown under 6.5 rebounds. That's free money if you just want to bet that straight up. And Joel Embiid over, 3.5? 2.5 assists. Just hit me the 3 assists. I believe he's hit that prop 4 out of the 5 last game. So go ahead and hammer down on my triple play tonight. Odds you're getting back are plus 451. Can't beat that. You guys got any other best bets or props before we jump into the game previews here?
What is what's Powell's points over under at? Do you know?
I couldn't get it.
Couldn't get it.
Yeah, because the game had already started.
If I was gonna take a bet tonight, let me look. I had something pulled up here.
I got Houston and Brooklyn taking off right now. They're in Houston. Can't be that much of a road game for Harden. Joe Harris starts it off with a banger from beyond the arc, 3-point lead now.
I would take Philadelphia plus 130 money line.
All right, well let's just jump into that then. Let's just jump into it because I'm Oppo. I am going Utah.
Exactly.
Utah 7-3 in their last 10.
Who wouldn't do it?
Yeah, they're 11-3 ATS their last 14. I mean, Utah, man, they're a powerhouse. I know they're going on the road. I mean, it's a long way from home, but I still like them to win this one outright.
Right.
In fact, if you can even get them that low a number on the money line, I think those are the opportunities you have to take advantage of because a lot of nights
the game already started though, didn't it?
It probably did. We'll get a live update here in a bit. Let's actually go into this Brooklyn game because that one did just start. What was the opening line on this one?
Opening line for the Brooklyn game?
Yeah, out of our sheet here.
Let me scroll down here. I gotta pull it up. All right, we got the opening line for Brooklyn. Brooklyn going to Houston. Looks like the Nets are favored by 10.5 points. Over under of 227.
I don't like that total. That's pretty tall order for a Houston team that just has been really, really bad. 0 wins in their last 10 games versus a Brooklyn Nets who are 9-1 in their last 10. Big difference. And Brooklyn is also 9-1 in their last 10 ATS. So they're covering. I don't love the 10 points, and I don't really love the total. And you're going to hear me say that a lot tonight because these matchups are just so lopsided, and we're missing some stars in some games as well. I personally, I'm not even betting spreads tonight. I'll get to my pick of the night here once we get to the game. But man, I guess I'll give me Brooklyn at -8. I don't want to take the full points if I have to get involved and I want to buy down some numbers here. What do you think, Steve? Is there a clearer picture for you in this one?
No, I like the Nets to win this game for reasons that you stated. 10.5, that's a lot for a team that doesn't play defense. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the Nets do cover it, but I'd probably lean taking the points with Houston.
At 10.5, and it's just feels so bad to do. 10.5 points for 10 straight losses. Ugh. Killing me. What do you think, Blake?
10.5. Yeah, it's too much for me. I'm not going there.
It's a big number. And these books, they're not happy about these games tonight either.
If I was going to do it, I would take the plus points to Houston.
It just has a sour taste in your mouth just when you say it.
It does. But yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do.
Yeah, and these books, like I was just about to say, they've been readjusting to the 13th minute or hour, whatever. Just before we got on the show, they didn't have the Lakers up. They didn't have Detroit and Toronto up before their game had started. They were pulling these ones off quick. The books, I think they're going to have a hard time, reacting to a lot of these, game time decisions tonight because there are quite a few. All right, cool. Let's move on to the next game. I think I'm seeing Atlanta, Orlando. Is that correct?
That's correct. And I have the spread on my betting site. It's 2.5 points favored to Atlanta. And that's what I want to take. I'm going to lay the small number. I believe Orlando's lost their last 4 straight.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And yeah, I think Fournier's out. I don't know if you have the odd sharks who's in and out, but I'm pretty sure Fournier's out of this game. The over-under is going to be 219 in points in it. Yeah, 219 points. So I think it's going to be a close game. Not really high scoring, probably 108 to 110-ish.
Okay.
Right around that number. So,
well, the under for Orlando's been hitting 8 and 4 in their last 12 games, so there's some value there. However, Atlanta 10 and 3 in their last 13 to hit the over here. So we're missing Clint Capela, we're missing Evan Fournier. Am I missing anyone else here? Oh, Cam
I don't
Reddish.
have it pulled up.
Not a big deal. Cam Reddish as well, but not a big deal that he's out. Obviously, Gordon's been out for a while. What did you say the number 219? Is that right?
219 and a half, actually.
219 and a half. It's actually one of the lower numbers this evening in comparison to the rest of the board. So I guess I'll just take the over there. But I don't feel that really good about it. I mean, we're going to need to see a lot of scoring, a lot of shooting because we're missing Capela in the paint. Not going to be as many easy buckets there. But Vucevic, who you took in that monkey knife fight prop, should be able to do some damage. So I think there's going to be some scoring available. I'll take the over. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like the over too. I think you could see a 111, 109 game. Very much hits the over pretty easily. I think the Hawks come to play. New coach will be a little juiced up.
Yeah, I think they can cover. I will take them to cover. I don't have like a recent ATS for them. They haven't been that great. 5 and 11 in their last 16 straight up. There it is. 1 and 4 ATS on the road. But I just think they're still the better team in this matchup. And obviously, when you have some key players out, that's gonna play a role in it. And I think we do get a little bit more pace. Missing a guy like Capela that can really slow things down and some fast breaks and whatnot. So, I think to wrap that one up, Blake.
Like you said, under the interim coach Nate McMillan, so far with him, they're 3-1. So, yeah, you gotta take the points for Atlanta, in my opinion. I think that they're just have the momentum going for them right now, and Orlando clearly doesn't, dropping their last 4.
They got Bogdan Bogdanovic back as well. I think that's going to help them out down the run here, down the stretch.
Down the run, definitely.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool. What's the next matchup we have, guys?
All right, we got your Chicago Bulls going into New Orleans. And you have the Pelicans favored by 6, over under 236.5 points.
Yes. The number is crawling down. I love it. This morning, I saw this number at 238.5, and I swear, I thought I was looking at Kansas City versus the Ravens week 1 last year in the NFL season. Like I thought this thing looked like 59.5 points in a football game. I was all over it, and I put like 50 down on it. And I actually bought it up to 240 because I just wanted it to be that much of a sure thing. Now that the number's coming down, I'm feeling even better about it. Obviously, there's no such thing as a sure thing in betting, but I feel really, really good about it. I don't believe they've gone over that number more than twice in their last 10 games. And one of those was up against the Pelicans, so that's why they had the number posted that high. But it was the biggest number on the board. I don't buy it. I don't think that these teams are going to play to that pace. And I think the sportsbooks really caught their hand in the door here, foot in the door, whatever. I'm about to slam it shut. So I'm hammering the under here, under 240, 238, 236 is making it even closer, but I'll still take the under 236. And I'm going to take the Bulls to cover as well, as they've been doing up against really good teams. And the Pelicans are just kind of, middle of the road right now.
You're taking the +6 to the Bulls?
Yes, sir.
I like it.
What do you think, Steve? Am I losing my money here? Am I burning cash?
No, I mean, that was a compelling argument right there to take the under because if I just see a Pelicans game on, I'm hitting the over without even looking at what the number is. So it's interesting to hear that.
Such a huge number, though. Like 238, I was like, wow. And believe me, we see it happen all the time. I mean, that game could easily go to overtime, and I'll be crying myself to sleep at night, right? But I'm feeling that's not going to be the case. I think I believe I have that right. As I said earlier, the Bulls beat them in their last go around. Do we have that up? It was 125, like 116.
Let me see if I can get their last.
Because I think the Pelicans are going to come to play. I think they're going to play a little bit better at home specifically, and I think they are going to They're
129,
125,
116.
or no?
Okay. But the Bulls did win it.
Bulls won that, yes.
Okay, gotcha. Were they at home?
Not sure on that one.
Okay, never mind. Don't worry about it. Anyways, the Pelicans, they have not made more than double-digit three-pointers in their last 2 games. The Bulls, they're like 5th in the league in perimeter defense in three-point percentage allowed. So I think there's a little bit more leverage there. I think that the Pelicans get caught trying to push things to the paint and they miss a few more than they normally do. So give me the under and the Bulls covering. You guys anywhere else on the cover?
No, I like Chicago.
Of course you do.
They do everything they have to until the final, minute and a half. I mean, literally, if they could close ball games, it'd be. I mean, you'd see a drastic increase in their record. It's kind of crazy.
We need better defense in the paint, specifically, small forward, power forward, center for sure. Like absolutely, hands down. Otto Porter's burning a hole in the cap space on the bench, not doing anything. Always hurt. Williams, obviously, 4th pick overall. Looks good for what we, were anticipating, but at the same time, he's just not there, right? And then Wendell, I think there's more to be desired out of Wendell's play, to be honest with you.
And Laurie, I mean, are we moving him, or what's going on?
Watch them lose Laurie and Levine this offseason. This team's they're gonna crumble. They're gonna crumble. It's killing me. All right,
you gotta think Oladipo is probably the one to be moved the soonest, right? That's what I'm hearing.
Oladipo, isn't he with Houston right now?
Yeah, I'm hearing talks that they're going to move him already because they're losing. So I'm also hearing talks about Lowry being moved.
Kyle Lowry on the move. They're pissed. I don't know why. I mean, I would have taken him to the Bulls, but we're already overloaded at guard now.
Right.
Killing me. All right, overly winded on the Bulls. What's the next matchup that we got here?
All right, we got the Hornets going to Minnesota.
Yep.
Hornets are favored by 3, over-under of 234 points.
I'm not betting on Minnesota. I'll tell you that much. I'm sorry, what was that spread?
3 points. Doesn't make sense, does it?
No. Charlotte's got the minus?
Yeah, they're favored by 3.
Yeah, that's one I like. That's one I like.
Lock it up.
Minnesota's lost like 8 in a row. I mean, They couldn't cover the ocean with a towel. What do you got, Steve? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely riding with the Hornets. That game that they just a few nights ago against the Kings, was it, where they choked it away?
Mm-hmm.
I rode with the Hornets there, and they won outright. So I hit a nice plus money line there. So I really like the Hornets to cover against this. Yeah, pretty terrible Minnesota Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Minnesota 0-8 ATS as well in their last 8. I'm all over Charlotte here. Charlotte, they're trading games. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. I think they're coming off of a win. First back-to-back win in a while.
Looks like a loss was their last game versus Portland.
Bang! We're winning tonight. Let's go. Easy money. Charlotte on the spread. Charlotte on the money line. What was that total?
234.5.
Under. No, not touching that. I mean, I like the under, but realistically, I would just stay away from that. But I don't think Minnesota comes to play on that. I don't think they play their role.
Agree.
Close it out for us, Steve. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Minnesota holds their weight and actually scores the points. So I'm riding under.
What we got?
Next one?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, OKC going to Dallas. Dallas favored by 4.5 points. Over-under of 220.
Before I say anything,
I'm going to take the over.
I got to see if Luka's in. That's what I got to do. I got to move over here.
I'm taking it regardless.
Man, Luka, still doubtful. Haven't gotten anything. What's the total? What number?
220.
That might be enough to get me involved, Blake.
I'm taking that regardless.
But OKC 7-3 in their last 10 to the under. Not a trending pick, Blake. Not a trending pick.
Doesn't mean I'm wrong.
That's 100%. 100%.
But even if Luke is out, I think that helps, honestly, because I think that you're going to see more of Richardson and Hardaway Jr. just jacking up threes even more. So
that can go good or bad. That can go both ways. We got Brooklyn tied with Houston right now, 15 up. That's always fun. So it looks like, as hard as it was, Houston is going to cover, it looks like. But both teams, Blake, have been on the under. Mavs, Dallas, they're 4-1 in their last 5 on the under. Like I mentioned, OKC 7-3 in their last 10. I'm not going to go that way. That's with Luka being in the lineup. So, and Dallas actually has been playing a little bit better recently. I think they're starting to find themselves defensively. They've been scoring all season, but they haven't been able to stop anybody. So I think they are starting to figure some things out, tinkering with some things on their side of the floor. So I'm going to take the under the 220, and I'm actually going to take OKC to win outright. I think they win this one outright, especially if Doncic is out.
Okay, I don't hate that. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I was just looking at the last 10 games for the Thunder. I think I like the under on that 220. They struggle at times. They either will put up, a decent amount, 117 points, I think I saw was their highest. And then they had a lot of only double-digit points, and that, that brings some worry to the table.
Yeah.
And then Justin hit it right before there too. Luka, those were the points they're putting in with him in the lineup, with him out. I don't think they find any added scoring. So
maybe
I think that's an under pick.
And I was about to say Houston takes the lead. They did not. All right, what's the next one up? I'm seeing Golden State, Portland. Is that right?
Lakers, Sacramento, or I can go either way. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, but
I'll go to the Golden State game. Golden State going to Portland. Golden State's favored by 2 points, and it's an over-under of 232.5.
I think I'm going to take Portland just outright win and cover. So I'm going to take Portland on the spread. I think that's the better bet between the two. I still think Portland's a better team. Portland's been covering 8-3 ATS in their last 11. Golden State, they've been trending to the under. I mean, they're 6-4 straight up in their last 10, so they've been playing okay. But the fact that they're not hitting their overs, and really that's the identity of their team, is driving the pace offensively. Curry putting up a lot of points. I don't like to see that trending when they're not hitting their over. So I'm going to go Portland here. And what are we at? 234, 233, something like that.
232.5.
I'm going to take the over. What do you think, Steve?
So I think you were on this play. Trailblazers money line. Did you say that one?
I'm going to take them on the spread. I'm going to take the +2.
Oh, I'm going to take them to win outright.
Okay. I like that.
I think they can, and then you get some plus money, lose no juice there.
Yep. Yes,
I think I go under here. It's kind of a high number for me. If it was more, a little bit lower, 228, I might be on it, but I'm not feeling as high. 234 is a little high. Especially with Golden State, they put up some stinkers every once in a while.
Yeah, they do. What about Kelly Oubre, Nick? I was about to call you Nick. Blake. Nick does
still a game time decision.
That doesn't make me feel good. That doesn't make me feel good. Like if I knew he was in, because he actually does put up pretty consistent points for them, I'd feel a little bit better about it, I guess. But I guess that with I'm factoring that he's going to be in the lineup. So if he's out, I would probably have to change my tune about that. But as long as he's playing, I think they should have enough offense here. Both teams, by the way, when playing 14-3 in their last 17, hitting the over. I play with the trends.
Right.
So there's some value there. All right, let's close it out with the shittiest game of the night. Lakers and Sacramento. What do you got? They finally put up a number. They didn't have enough of a number for I don't know how long.
So Lakers going to Sacramento. Got the Kings favored by 3.5 points and an over-under of 223.5.
Did you guys pick the Lakers tonight?
I actually am. I'm going to take the plus 3.5. The Kings will be without Whiteside and Halliburton. The Lakers are without LeBron, and that's
Davis.
That's why they're the dogs in this spot. So, Davis, he's been out for a month now almost.
Well, but the Lakers have been doing,
and also the Kings might be out without Buddy Hield and Jabari Parker as well. So,
you got Talon Horton in your DFS tonight, don't you, Blake?
I'm not playing DFS, and if I did, it wouldn't be him. I'd probably have Kuzma for sure.
Okay.
I'd probably go Kuzma.
Okay. I mean, I just don't see anything to be desired here from either team, especially if what you're telling me about the Kings. I'm going to take the Kings to cover the points here. I just don't see how the Lakers are going to put up a win tonight. Like, who's going to be the identity of their offense? Is it just going to be a ton of ball movement? And if so, are any one of these guys going to be able to, get hot, whatsoever? I don't think Kuzma is going to be that guy. That's, maybe he leads the team in points offensively, but I don't think he'll shoot that well. I think he'll struggle at times for sure. So I'm going to take the Kings. I'm not even touching the total. No way. I mean, there's just so many factors removed from these lineups that I just don't want to mess or even question the pace of play. For all I know, they could hit under the 211, which was the opening number for, I think it was Detroit and Toronto or something. Was that what it was? I don't know. Like the lowest. Oh, no, it was Indiana and Cleveland. They were at 211, like the lowest total on the board for the night. Yeah, I mean, this game could go on to that for all we know. We have no idea. So I'm staying away from that.
I mean, I have the Lakers in this spot. I still like them, mostly because the Kings are awful and shouldn't be favored against anybody. So that's my opinion.
That's not the Lakers, though. Like, I mean, it's not the real Lakers. I don't know. I have a tough time with it, so I'm going to try to stay away as much as I can.
Technically isn't the real Kings, though, either.
Whiteside, bench player, Buddy Hield. Yeah, he's a
Buddy
starter,
Hield, Halliburton.
Yeah, Halliburton does start, too. What do you got, Steve? You want to wrap that one up for us? Give us a close.
Yeah, I think I go Kings there just based on who's in. Yeah, I mean, this is Vegas didn't release odds on this for a reason. For the longest time, just stay away. Don't play this.
Exactly.
I think if I had to, gun to the head, I'm taking the Kings, probably laying the points. I don't know. Terrible game.
I don't know. It's the worst one. Honestly, if Doncic is out of his game too, it's not going to be a great game between OKC and Dallas either. Just saying. But
right.
We'll see what we get. Let's jump over to some waiver wire talk, go through some guys that we're looking to add in fantasy right now. Obviously, we have a lot of craziness going on this evening with some of these players out, specifically, LeBron, possibly Doncic and some of other guys. I know a lot of my players are out or potentially out, Oubre, Clint Capela. I had someone else too that was questionable or game time. Oh, Kyle Kuzma, but it looks like he's playing, so I'll get that. Let's see. Looking at available players, man, Carmelo Anthony's available. That's not good. He should be owned. I have him in a league. You guys picking up Carmelo?
I didn't even know he was available.
Yeah,
is this in our league?
Definitely not.
I was gonna say there's no way that he's available in our league.
No, definitely not. I feel like he's just kind of a must-own. We'll move on.
I never thought that Ja Morant would be available in our league. So
accidents happen. It wasn't me, viewers. How about Nicholas Claxton for the Brooklyn Nets? Popped in 17 points in 17 minutes in his last appearance. A couple games before that, he had 10 points. I mean, anyone other than Bruce Brown on this Nets team you're willing to take a flyer on?
No.
I mean, yeah, Claxton had a big game. I believe that was Sunday. And it was good to see, but not consistent enough to really count on him in anything.
Agreed. Yeah, he's stay away from me.
He played 17 minutes and, just got hot. That's all that happened, guys. Don't go pick him up.
17 points.
Yeah.
Hey, people see that curb appeal, man. Like, they don't always know, like, if it is.
Unless you see him do it 3 times in a row, then we'll start talking.
No, that's right. How about DeAnthony Melton for the Memphis Grizzlies? 20, 14, and 16 points in his last 3 games. 5 and 2 assists, 4, 3, and 3 rebounds. Not too bad.
Much more appealing, getting it done at the free throw line. I mean, in his last 5 games, he hasn't missed 1 free throw. So you got to love that.
Damn, that's a really good one. I like that a lot. I mean, you guys got to lock him in for sure.
In his last 2 games.
Last night. I just dropped him this morning, actually. I played him last night. He had 6 triples. But it's that one spot that I got to kind of move people in and out. And if he's not playing today,
you got to get somebody else in there.
Yeah. And with Jason Allen out of the lineup, he definitely has been seeing the minutes and making the most of it.
Yeah, in his last 2 games, 6 steals.
Ooh, damn. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at someone else, and I was like, man, where's those steals at? I didn't see them. But that's great. Ty Jerome for the OKC Thunder. 15, 1 and 2 in his last game, 9, 5 and 7 in his previous game before that. 22 minutes, 30 minutes. Is this a safe play? Too soon to know? Just a good stream option?
Let me look at him.
It might be worth a dart throw.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be.
It's going to be more like exactly what Steven was talking about. It's that one guy you get in when you're dropping the next guy. You know, he might get something for you.
Okay.
That's all that you want.
A streaming option.
Exactly. He's getting decent minutes for the last 2 games. I don't know if that's because someone's hurt. That OKC roster is so up in the air. It seems like you never know who's going to be on the starting lineup.
They're a great bunch, though, man. They get it done. I mean, they're only 14 and 20 on the season, but they cover 18, 15 and 1. Let me take a look really quick at the injuries. Just Ariza. I guess George Hill's out indefinitely, but he's been out for a while.
He's been out. Yep. Maladon or whatever has been starting for him.
Diallo's out. I mean, he's not a 1, but
that's probably who he's been checking in for then.
Okay, so maybe a little bit there. Next guy up, we got Michael Carter-Williams, 18, 8 and 6 in his last game. 5, 2 and 7 in the game before that. 11 points, 5 assists, no rebounds in the third game, and then 11, 6 and 5 4 games ago. Worth it? Not worth it?
Like I said, it's that same sort of deal. If you need some help for that one day, go ahead and grab him. But other than that, I don't think that you're going to want to play him every day unless you really have no one else.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row with at least 5 assists or more.
Yeah,
I gotta grab him, man. I gotta scoop this guy up. He has a game tonight too. I mean, I don't know how he wasn't added, to be perfectly honest with you.
It's something that, if you need assists, grab him. That's about it.
No, everybody.
He might get over 10 points for you too, but that's about it.
What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I actually looked at picking him up. I don't know, tail end of last week, but he was still having some nights where he, didn't necessarily put a bunch of points in, and then he left some other categories just empty. So I mean, I think it's another streaming option. You can, if you need maybe assists, rebounds here and there. You could throw him in, but don't expect to get too much.
All right. How about a guy like that?
You might end up with 5 turnovers too. So you just gotta, watch who he's playing against first of all. If he's playing against a good defensive team, be wary of that. He's gonna,
in that
not always be perfect.
Games, in that same stretch of games, he has hit 5 turnovers just one time, but he does consistently get them, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 5, so that there is potential for that play as well. Next up for OKC, Isaiah Roby, 15, 9, 7 and 2 in his last game, 7, 4 and 2, 5, 5 and 1, 12, 5 and 1. Another streamer if I can ever see one here.
Yeah, I totally agree. He's a big guy too, so he's going to get you rebounds. He's a big guy that actually shoots pretty well from the free throw line as well, so that's always a plus. But he also did have 6 turnovers his last game, so that hurts. That
does hurt. My God, for a big man especially. What say you, Steve?
Yeah, 2 Blake's point turnovers, that is killer. I have Russell Westbrook, so I just punt my turnovers every week. I don't even try and keep them low anymore. Yeah. I think I'm up to 100 or so. So I just throw that out the window. He does average 5 boards a game. So I think that's something, that you could add in there just to get your rebounds up. I think another streaming option where, you hope for a big night.
All right. I haven't actually added him at all this year, so I can't speak to that, but I think he's just a little too inconsistent. So I agree that he's just a streamer. Last one, Dario Cirich for the Phoenix Suns dropped a season high 21 points last night after Devin Booker got his double technical ejection. You guys picking up Cirich? I had him actually on my roster when he was still injured, and I was like, I'm going to stash this guy. He came back and he's just kind of underwhelming. He'd have a good game, and then like 4 straight bad games.
Yep.
Is he still coming off the bench?
Yeah.
Well, they just have like a revolving door at that position. They have Crowder, they have him, they have
Crowder's a starter.
They have Cam Johnson. So it's it's just going to be spread out. So you can't really expect that big game all the time. So he's probably going to have one every 15 games just like that. So.
Yeah, I agree. It's not someone that I want to roster, for the rest of the season.
And he had to have Devin Booker get ejected to get it. So
yeah, we'll get to that a little bit later. We got some fun anecdotes about referees. Yeah, I'm gonna say no go for Cirich. Let's move on to some of the All-Star stuff here. Looking at the East versus the West coming up this weekend. Who are you picking? Who's winning, or do you not even care?
I would say the West is going to win.
What are you giving? 10-point spread? 10-point spread?
That's always close anymore. Yeah. I would say 5.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's really not that competitive. I mean, to me, like, is it even that fun to watch? Like, I don't even know why we're having an All-Star game. Some of these guys seem really reluctant to even go.
It's just fun to see them all on the court at the same time.
It's just fun, alley-oops and crazy plays.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You're going to catch all that, on the highlights, on YouTube videos, on social media and stuff like that. So I feel like that's all they're doing is they're setting up their backyard game on the court and everyone clip. I don't know. Just not a game I'm ever going to watch all the way through. I've never watched it from its beginning to its end in its entirety. Like, it's just not. I mean, it's not even real basketball. It's just like watching the Harlem Globetrotters. I can turn on the Harlem Globetrotters. It'll be really entertaining.
I love it.
Man,
I don't know about you, Steve.
Season ticket holder, Blake Jacobs.
I wish I could go to All-Star weekend every week or every year.
Yeah.
I wish, man. It's expensive.
Oh, hey. Adam Schefter just tweeted me. He said Zach Levine's trying to get into the dunk contest.
Oh, yeah? That's awesome.
I guess that's a good segue. Thanks, Shefty. Appreciate that, reaching out to me.
Yeah, Shefty of all people to break the news.
Well, I mean, I just use that when my watch goes off. Sorry.
No.
In the dunk contest right now, we've got our boy Anthony Simmons, big fan of the program, Cassius Stanley for the Pacers, and Obi Toppin for the New York Knicks. I'm going to throw Zach Levine in there. Let's say he gets in there. Could he win it up against these guys, or is Simmons, Stanley, or Toppin one of your favorites to win this one outright?
My favorite is Stanley. He's arguably the most athletic person in the NBA right now.
Okay. I watched a few of his dunks, like his little clips and stuff on YouTube. Same with Simmons, and none of these guys really blew my hair back. I mean, I guess we'll be waiting to see what tricks they have up their sleeves for their performance. But if Levine gets in, I'm going Levine.
Oh, me too. I agree with that.
I'm going that way. I mean, they're all doing it in the same day. Why couldn't he just walk up and be like, hey, I saw you guys only got like 3 people here. You mind if I throw down a few dunks? What's up?
That guy floats, man.
That's all I'm saying.
Levine has a jump that not everybody has.
He's also in the 3-point competition. Any money on Levine winning both?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, that would be dope.
That would be so sick. And then the Bulls will lose him at the end of the year. Steve, what do you think about the dunk competition? Who's going to take it home here?
Yeah, I actually like Stanley. He's got bounce. Ever since he was at Duke, you've always seen him get up. Simmons, I don't know. I don't think he'll be bad. I think I'd probably go Stanley, Toppin, Simmons.
Stanley, Toppin, Simmons. Okay, man. No love for Toppin. I'm gonna go Toppin of those guys. But if Zach Levine gets in it, I'm going Zach Levine. Yeah. I couldn't find any props on these. I was looking all over for like FanDuel, DK. I was like, man, I just wanted some odds. So talk some bets where we can lay some shekels here. I wanted to see what the percentage would be for Jason Tatum to win the 3-point competition. Don't think he's going to win it, but hey, I would like to see some numbers to back it. So let's jump over to the 3-point shootout. We got Devin Booker, Jaylen Brown, Steph Curry, Zach Levine, Donnie Mitchell, and Jason Tatum. Who you guys got?
I don't know. That's stacked.
Is it stacked or is it Steph?
It's Steph.
Is it Steph? Or is it stacked?
I mean, you got to think Booker. He's won a 3-point shootout before, correct?
Yes.
Steph Curry, has he?
Yes.
Yeah, Steph has.
Yes, I think Steph
Donovan
won
Mitchell
it,
was
and then
dunk contest.
The next year, Clay won it right after him, because Steph won it, and then Clay took it from him.
They don't give Splash Brothers nicknames for nothing.
No joke. But if I had to cover up Curry's name, I honestly do kind of like Levine.
I do too. Levine's been one of the best shooters in the league this year, especially from beyond the 3-point line. So I was just about to say the same thing. If you just take Steph out of the conversation, who would you pick? I would go Levine or Booker or Mitchell, between those two. What do you think, Steve, if we take Levine or take Steph out?
Yeah, I would pretty much agree. I'd probably go Booker than Levine.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even that high on Steph. I don't know if he comes away with it this year.
I think he's going to be too tired. Been shooting up too many threes all year.
Yeah, carrying the team.
Steph don't get tired. Is that Clarkson on the floor taking up easy dunks? Who was that? Was that Clarkson for the Nets? Number 33? He was driving the paint like it ain't nothing.
Clarkson.
Killing me. Yeah, we were just talking about him. The big man. 17 minutes, 17 points in his last game.
Claxton.
Sorry. Claxton. Clark. Harden for 3. No good. They're up by 5, though.
Yep.
Next up, we got the skills challenge. You got some interesting cats in this one. Robert Covington for the Trailblazers. Luka Doncic. Chris Paul. Julius Randle. Domantas Sabonis. And Nikola Vucevic. I'm going Luka here. I don't know what all these big men are doing in this one.
I'll take Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I think those two are the favorites. I mean, what are all these big men doing in here, man? They put these guys They put
Jokic win it one year.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. These guys need to be in the dunk competition. Robert Covington, Julius Randle, even Sabonis and
Jokic beat Tatum, I think, is when he won it.
I'm going Luka all day. Giving Chris Paul the fresh legs. I don't think he's going to take it home. I don't like it. That's kind of pissing me off. All these big men in here, and they won't be in the dunk competition. Like what?
It's because it's funny. It's they got to make it fun. Because if the big guy beats him, it's hilarious.
Well, if that's the case, then they better let Zach Levine walk on the floor and be like, "Hey, man, I'm here to dunk. All right, I'm here to dunk."
Like if Boban was in the skills challenge and won it, that'd be be a riot.
Oh, I would be wearing my Bogdan jersey for sure, which I'm getting this season. Absolutely. Let's see. Brooklyn.
He looks exactly like the guy from Big Fish.
I agree.
You ever seen that movie, Big Fish?
Yeah. That's awesome. Good call. Let's jump over to some of our live betting opportunities here. Get those pulled up. Get some games that we weren't able to cover in the previews because, of course, they had already started here. So let's take it away with Indiana and Cleveland. I believe the opening line was just a couple of points spread towards the Cavaliers. They are up 64-53. Ouch. Into the third quarter already. Live total is 218.5. Taking the over here, boys.
What's the score?
It's 66-53 Cavs. Over now is 219.5 since I've asked.
Yeah, I'm going over.
Yeah.
No, they're past that time. They just started the third quarter here. I think they can hit it. I think they'll wind up cashing here. I think the Pacers actually draw in this lead or this deficit, I should say. Right now, the Pacers on the spread plus 3.5. Cavs are at minus 3.5, but got a 13-point lead. Are you with me in the book? Thinking that the Pacers are going to rally back here.
I don't. I think the Cavs have something going right now, and being so close to All-Star break, I don't.
Haven't they won 4 in a row?
I think teams are just honestly just ready for this break.
Yeah, the Cavs actually have won 4 in a row here.
Yeah, they're on a roll.
And by the way, guys, the spread is climbing. Since I said that, 3.5 moved to 4.5, 4.5 moved to 5.5. So if you're live betting right now, folks at home, grab the Cavs at minus 5.5. I feel like this is going to be some free money here. I mean, I'm thinking the Pacers can rally back for the total, but I still think the Cavs can win this one easily by 8 or 10 plus. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah,
I do like the Pacers to bring it back a bit to get some more scoring on the total. But I think Cavaliers, if they're already 13-point lead, Sexton, when he gets going, it's tough to stop him. And it looks like tonight they're doing a pretty good distribution of scoring. So I like them to take this and cover.
Take Andre Drummond out of the lineup and you'll start playing well.
They might even make the playoffs. You never know. I mean, all these teams are so close. I mean, anyone can probably make the playoffs right now outside of like Minnesota and Houston.
Yeah.
So
we'll get to some playoff bubble teams here in a bit, and I know Cleveland's going to be in that mix. They're playing very well right now. Like Blake said, they've won 4 in a row. They've been covering. They've been playing better defense recently. So yeah, they're looking pretty good tonight. And now up 72-56, a live spread again moved up another point. Just amidst our conversation here, the books are trying to correct themselves, but it's going to be a little bit too late. I think people are going to be cashing in some tickets on those 3.5 and 4.5 when the Pacers were literally up 13, 14 points. All right, let's move over to the next one here. Jazz over the 76ers, 68-61. Live total right now is 231.5. We are in the third quarter, 8:30 left in the quarter, in the period. And the Jazz live spread right now is -8.5. They've given the 76ers quite a few more points here than they did to start this game. With a 7-point deficit, I like the 76ers to cover +8.5. I think they can pull that off. What do you guys think?
I'm staying away. I'll let you guys handle that one. I hate betting Indiana props.
No, this is Jazz and the 76ers.
Oh, it's Jazz 76ers?
Yeah.
So what's the score again?
I'm sorry, 68-61 Jazz. Live spread now down to 7.5. I was saying at 8.5 with a 7-point deficit. 76ers should be able to close that out and at least keep it within.
Well, I bet the 76ers to win the game. I took the money line, so I'm taking the Sixers points.
Okay, yeah, I agree. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I think Embiid looks like he's hot right now. He's got 22 points, 9 boards. I don't see them, being able to stop them for the rest of this time. I mean, Jazz are a good team. I think they'll just lose, a rare run on the road.
Yeah, Embiid has been cooking the totals for me in fantasy. Been absolutely loving it. Another missed 3 by Houston. I don't think this game's going to the over, boys. Yeah, Embiid's been playing really well. 76ers in general, best in the conference. I think that they can hold, one of the best in the West to 8 points at least. Should be a good finish. Next up, we got the Pistons over the Raptors, 69-64. Exactly why I stayed off the spreads tonight, because of weird stuff like this going to be happening. I mean, I know the Raptors are beat up, missing an Obi, missing Siakam, missing Van Fleet tonight. That's not great, but still, man, I still would have thought they'd be able to beat the Pistons. Down by 5 right now. We just started the third quarter. Raptors are actually up 4-0 just in that period alone. Right now, we've got the Pistons still as a plus option on the spread, +1.5 with a 5-point lead to start this third quarter here. Can the Pistons hold them off, guys? Either win outright or lose by 1.5 or by 1, less than 2.
You have the Pistons +7.5 still. I
love
that.
1.5.
Oh, 1.5.
That would be crazy.
Yeah,
we give you 7 points while you got a 5-point lead. No problem.
Was it 7.5? Was it 7.5 to start the game?
Correct.
That's nuts.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I did not know why the Raptors were favored so much when they're missing everybody except for Lowry.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, 7 point. I mean, Detroit is bad. Detroit is bad.
We didn't talk about that game, did we? Since it started before we.
But
okay.
If you looked at their starting lineup, Dennis Smith, Mikhailuk, Wayne Ellington, Sadiq Bey at the 4, guys.
Yeah.
Mason Plumlee, probably the best product on the floor for Detroit. And then you look
Stephen Lee playing a lot of minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you look over to Toronto. You're looking at Kyle Lowry, Terrence Davis, Norman Powell, Yunta Watanabe, and Aaron Baines. I don't even know why is Boucher hurt? He's just coming off the bench. Chris Boucher. Boucher. I'm
not sure. I thought you had him on your team.
I do, but again, everyone's hurt on my team, so.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I know that. Was it
he's
OG?
Playing, but he came off the bench.
OG is I think he's on COVID watch.
So is Van Fleet and Siakam. All 3 of those guys are in COVID protocols. So yeah, they're hurt, but 7.5 points to a team missing 3 out of their 5 starters. Nah. And they didn't even start Boucher, who's, in my opinion, still more offensively inclined than say Aaron Baines, who's just, better at shutting down, some competition in the paint. But whatever floats their boat. Right now, Boucher 3 for 4 shooting, 4 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block. So
yeah, Detroit just hit a 3. It looks like too.
Maybe start him. I bet it was Sadiq Bey.
Might have been.
It might have been. Let's get back to it here. Back to the live options. I'm getting over looking. You got me looking at my fantasy team, Blake. Need to be looking at the live numbers here. All right, next up, I got the Nets over the Rockets, covering the spread 50-40, the spread to start the game. Right now, they've given the Rockets three additional points. They're up to 13 on the spread, plus 13 for the Rockets. Total here is 233. I'm still staying to the under, and 13 points for the Rockets. I've been watching this one. I've got it on while we've been talking here. I feel like they can cover the 13 still.
Yep. I think they're still going to cover the 10.5, honestly. So
tough.
Under in 10.5 or 13.5 now.
What do you think, Steve?
It's a tough one for me because I think Brooklyn, if they're up with a decent lead going into late third, early fourth, I mean, these guys have been playing really good lately. Haven't got much rest. I mean, Kyrie had a night off the other day, but I think, they want to just keep them as fresh as possible. So I think you could you could face a issue on the total. I'm sticking with my original Houston plus 10.
All right. That's fair enough. They're up 12 now, so it's looking good. Looking good for you guys on that 10. Next up, we got the Bulls and the Pelicans taking off. Almost the end of the first. They've got 3 minutes left. Pelicans playing right into the theme of not doing anything. 25-15 Bulls. Pelicans off to a slow start. Bulls are plus 2.5 on the spread. I am hammering that right now. I'm putting some more big money down on the Bulls. If you're going to give me plus 2.5 with a 9-point lead, I'm absolutely hammering that. 11-point swing. I was just saying that for Detroit. Bulls are a better team. So I'm putting that down right now. Are you guys with me?
I'm with you, man.
Steve?
I don't know. I'm trying to – who did the Pelicans just – it was a good team. They just played them. I'm looking it up right now. Jazz.
They probably scored a lot of
Jazz.
It was a Jazz. I mean, they were in a very similar spot to where they're at now. And they came all the way back to win the game. Or no, they lost the game, I believe, at the buzzer or something. And I think the Pelicans are a good team that keep the scoring going. So I'm not sure if I'm jumping on it yet. You are getting at a very good number, though.
Yeah, I love that. Like I said, I'm gonna need an 11.5, 12-point swing for the Bulls to lose that one. I still think they can just outright win it. Like I said, I still have under the 238. That was the opening line this morning, and I bought it up to 240. Big bet for me, and I just put another 20 down on the Bulls to cover that plus 2.5. So should be taking home some profit tonight, I hope. Let's see, get back to the next one because I'm getting all over the place here. Placing bets, looking at my fantasy squad. Right now, we're looking at the Magic 39 over the Hawks 27. Ouch. Again, another reason why I stayed away from the spreads tonight. Just not a fan of these matchups. That was just the first quarter total, though. So we're looking at a live total of 227. I think there might be some value for that for both teams. For one team that just put up almost 40 points in the first, and another team that's at 27 in the Hawks. Both on pace to hit well over 100. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Over 227?
Yeah, I think they can get there. I think Atlanta is a team that can put up points in bunches. Obviously, Trae Young can shoot really well from behind the arc. And you already got 39 points alone out of Orlando. I think that should have no problem hitting the over.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Over.
Okay, what about the spread at 4.5 points? Right now, the Magic are up 12. Either Hawks plus 4.5 or Magic minus 4.5.
Hawks plus 4.5.
I think they get back in this one. I agree. What do you think, Steve?
So wait, you said it was Hawks minus 4.5?
Plus 4.5.
Plus 4.5. Okay. Yeah, I think I like Atlanta to do it.
Pull off a nice little comeback here. I mean, it's still really early. It's only the first quarter, so they haven't even started the second quarter. All right, next up, we've got the Hornets losing to the Timberwolves. It's early. They're down by 4. Hornets are plus 1.5 now on the spread. I like that. But the total is at 240.5. I do not like that, even with these scores right now. There's a minute and a half left in the first with a 30-26 ball game leaning towards Minnesota. They've actually just hiked the number up to 241.5. I'm going to take the under. I'm another live bet for Bruni. What do you guys think?
love that under.
What was the number?
241. They literally just moved it up another
yeah.
point when I hit bet or confirm bet.
Yeah, I'm taking under there.
Yeah, you got a minute 40 left, and we're at 56 points.
There's less points in that game than the last game that we just went over between the Hawks and the Magic, and the total's higher.
Yeah.
I feel bad for people working at the sports books tonight trying to cook these numbers because they're not having fun with these matchups tonight. I know they're not because I'm not. If I'm not betting any spreads whatsoever on basketball night, which I do every basketball night, these two teams on their spread, these two teams on their spreads, and I'll go to sleep happy. One of them will hit, and they typically do. At least one of the two will hit, right? Or I'll get edged out by 3 points, whatever. But yeah, I love these numbers. They just moved it up again. I'm losing money here, guys. 4 seconds later, they moved it up to 244.5. What the hell? It's 33-30. What game are they watching here between these two teams? Unreal. All right, let's move on. Actually, the Thunder and Mavs just started, so we got nothing there. So we'll move on to our next topic. Taking a look at playoff bubble teams. I'm talking 9, 10, 11 seeds, teams that are on the outside looking in that we think have a chance to make it into the playoffs. So let's start with the East because it's like the wild, wild West in the East. Anything can happen over here. We got the 5th seed in the Knicks, 18-18, a playoff contender right now. I'll start with there. Even though they're a 5th seed, do the Knicks make the playoffs?
I'll let you go ahead there, Steve.
I mean, it's hard to say yes, they are because it's the freaking Knicks. But,
right.
I mean, you think right now that this is the best they've looked in quite some time, probably since Carmelo and Amari, when they had a little bit of,
18-18, best since Melo and Amari.
Hey, I did see something that the last time the Knicks started 18-18, they went on to win the championship. So give them the banner. We don't even need to play the end of the season. Pack it up. Let's go.
I'm gonna go with yes, they're making the playoffs.
Okay.
Simple fact, due to the coaching, the defense that he brings, Thibodeau, and like you said, start making the banner. It's going up.
Making the banner. Start making the banner. Teams behind the Knicks, I'm gonna say they make the playoffs. I'm not getting into Knicks banner talk whatsoever.
Do you think that there's going to be another move for another player to go to the Knicks?
I mean, they should, but I don't think that they will. One of you guys should, while I go through these here, one of you guys should pull up their odds, see what type of value we could give our listeners and watchers here.
Don't do it.
For the Knicks to do it. I mean, they got to be like plus, like, I don't know, 1,500, 1,400 to win it all, something like that. So let's give our Knicks fans some love here.
If you're going to do anything, maybe Eastern Conference Finals, maybe.
Okay, well, hey, pull it up. Pull up a FanDuel or something. I'm going to go through some of these teams here. The teams behind them that I do believe will leap them. Toronto, I think, will edge them out. I think Miami will still move ahead of them. I think Charlotte, who's playing really good basketball. I know I said they've been trading games, win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. But LaMelo's been coming into his own, and obviously they've been better since he's been a starter. So I think they might be able to climb over the Knicks. My Bulls are 15-8. I don't know. Like defensively, they're just not as sound as the Knicks. The Knicks are one of the best defensive teams in the league right now. So I'm not going to say Chicago. Indiana at the 9 seed, 15-18. I think they might be able to get into the mix. They're just a team that maybe I just have too much faith in. But of those teams like Charlotte, Chicago, Indiana, Atlanta, who's in and who's out of the playoffs? You got any direction you want to go with any of those teams? Don't have to start from the top or bottom.
Blake, you want to go first?
Yeah. Right now about who's in the playoffs at this moment, who's out of that right now, who I think's not going to be there in the 8. Is that what you're saying?
Who's in, who's out? Any direction you want to go. Any way you want to go.
Yeah, I would say I don't think that the Pacers are going to make it in, for one. I mean, they're on the outside already, but I don't think they're going to make it in. If anyone from the outside is going to make it in, I would say it would be between the Wizards and probably the Hawks.
Dang,
no offense to your Bulls, but if the Wizards just make one trade, and I've been hearing they want to maybe move Bradley Beal, and
Wizards,
if they
13
can get
and 20. 13 seed in the East right now. You're saying they can climb all the way up to the 8 seed or higher?
Absolutely.
Damn.
They're only 3 games out of the playoffs.
Hey, if they can grab Andre Drummond, by all means, I'll book it. I'll
absolutely.
Book it.
The
But
funny thing is even the Magic can, and they're in the 14th seed. All they have to do is win 3 games and they're back in. They also need those teams that are already 3 games ahead of them to lose some games, but it's only 3 games.
It's the East. Anything can happen. I'm not hating it, but man, the Wizards, wow, you caught me off guard there for certain with the Wizards at 13 and 20, 13th in the conference. I'm sorry. I'm still writing off Orlando and Detroit. Orlando,
I agree with that.
They can never get it together. I mean, yeah, sure. They could make a trade and they could get things rolling and win, 8 in a row. They could get right back in it, but they would need some big moves, and they just don't have an identity at the 1 through 3. They don't. Gordon's hurt. Vucevic is really all that they have. Everything's getting ran through him. Michael Carter, we went over his stat lines. Some nights it's good, some nights it's bad. You don't get really any consistency there. So I'm not in love with the Magic, but man, the Wizards. Like I said, you caught me off guard there. Any of those? Go ahead.
Another thing I want to point on it. You lose games by 1 point. It happened to them last night or the night before. Boston beat them by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're just losing tough ones. If they turn it around and you get on a 10-game win streak, you're right back in it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And we're only halfway through the season, but we do only get 72 games this year. So it's going to be a little bit condensed. And we also have to keep in mind as well that the NBA has come out and stated, hey, if we run into COVID problems, we really have no problem not finishing all 72 games for every NBA team. So if you are one of those bottom teams and you're getting down to it and one of your teammates or a group of your teammates get dinged for COVID, going to quarantine, yikes. They might just be like, hey, you know what? You're 8 games out, but we're at 62 games. Yeah, we're kicking you out of here. Sorry. It could happen. I mean, it could happen. We've seen weirder stuff.
Yeah. Right.
Steve, where are you at with some of these teams? Like, some of these border teams, some teams that are on the edge right now.
Yeah. So real quick for Knicks fans, I actually really like Knicks at plus 164 to make the playoffs, not losing any juice there. And I think seeing them at that 5 seed, I really think I was looking at the standings a bit. And then obviously when they do win the banner, it's plus 24,000.
Wow.
But
so you put $1 on it and just,
yeah, cash out.
Can you do that? Will they let me do that? Only $1?
Probably 5 is your minimum.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I'll do it. Shit.
I don't think the Bulls really have a chance. I think they're a couple years away. Pacers, I think they could sneak in there. I like that Wizards pick. They're really only 2 games out, 2.5 games out.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they trade Beal, they're kind of punting. No, I don't think they're really going to have, because I don't think what they get in return for Beal is going to be any type of superstar.
Exactly.
I think it's going to be a package.
So
of young
if they trade them,
picks.
they're packing in the season. So
yeah, agreed. I don't think that they're going to be able to leverage Beal for another player that's going to continue to keep them in playoff contention at 13 and 20.
Right.
Wow, gotta love the East, gotta love it. And realistically, I don't see them making it without him. If they still had Thomas Bryant in the lineup, had he not gotten hurt, I may have been saying that too soon, but I just don't see it. The teams that I'm liking, like I said, I have too much faith in Indianapolis. I think if they can get some of their guys healthy, might be looking at a better situation. I don't know the deal with TJ Warren, if he's even going to be able to come back this season. Doesn't seem like Karis LeVert's going to be back, but man, could you imagine this team with those 2 guys, with TJ Warren and Karis LeVert, with Brogdon, Sabonis, and Turner?
It'd be a lot different, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think they might be, have a winning record at least. I don't know if they'd be, what is it, 15 and 18. Ouch.
I think they might be in the top 4.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, maybe next year we'll see what that roster looks like. A year from now. Let's shift over to the West. A little bit of a different situation. No 500 teams in the playoffs. 8 seed is the Golden State Warriors at 19 and 16. That would put them in the 4th spot in the East. Wow. A lot of these teams would be some of the best teams in the East. I'm talking about the Utah Jazz, the Phoenix Suns, even the Lakers, who are the 3rd seed in the West, would still be the best team in the East, even with their recent issues. Heck, even the Clippers, 24-13, they would still be first in the East over the 76ers, who are 23-12. So the West obviously is the best. They're getting it done over here. Let's see.
Man.
Some bubble teams I'm looking at: Golden State 19-16, Memphis 16-15, Dallas 17-16, and then we actually get some losing records, and it's actually a pretty big dive off of that. You don't really have these 500 teams right off of Dallas at 17-16, who are one of the worst teams in the league, by the way, not many weeks ago, right? They actually have a winning record now. Beyond them, you're looking at the Pelicans 15-19, OKC 14-20, Sacramento 13-21. I'll start there. Any of these teams with a losing record, can they flip the switch, get things right, and make a solid run for the playoffs and make it in?
I mean, I think the only one that stands out to me is possibly that Dallas team.
Mm-hmm.
They got a winning record. They have some stars in place. I think that's the only one. Memphis, good, gritty team, bunch of young talent. Don't see them being able to push for it. New Orleans, they're fun to watch, but I mean, look at their record. They're obviously not a winning team.
Right.
So I just don't know if they'll be able to have it in crunch time. So for me, the only one I could really pick would be Dallas.
I like you nailed it. You nailed it on the head there.
Yeah, so Dallas is the 10 seed at 17-16. Wow. At 10 seed, that would put them at the 5th seed in the East. Again, the West is the best.
Crazy.
The West is the best. And this year, it's so clear, right? Like, you literally winning records all the way to the 10 seed, winning records to the 4 seed in the West. Like, wow, what a parity, right? How about some teams on the bubble that could potentially be out? Denver, 20-15 at the 7 seed. Is this a team that's questionable to make the playoffs? Or
Absolutely.
Can they go on a run to push them in further?
Absolutely. The team, it's just on the edge. It's just missing that one superstar, in my opinion, just to put them over the edge, to make them, contend with the best teams like the Lakers and apparently the Jazz now. I don't know if the record really speaks to how good the Jazz is. I think they're just more of a fundamentally sound basketball team that, has all the right pieces in the right places and a great coach. So the Nuggets are just missing that one piece. And I absolutely think that they could be out of this.
Okay. I mean, I feel the same. I wish they would be playing better for our sake. I mean, with old boy Jokic down there. I have to feel like he's gonna push the pace for them as we close out the season. Triple double, just always a machine in the production, or in the box score, I should say. So I feel like they're going to make it, but man, I don't know. Golden State, we were talking about them earlier. They just have a few stinkers every now and again. Still have a winning record. They'd be cruising in the East if they weren't over by the bridge. But I don't think that they're going to actually leap Denver. I feel like Denver is still a better team than Golden State. So I do feel like they are going to make the playoffs. What do you think?
Speaking of Golden State, Kelly Oubre is out.
Another one of my guys out. What do you think about those two teams, Steve? Denver, Golden State. I know you mentioned Memphis and Dallas before, but do either of those teams potentially leap Denver and Golden State?
I think Dallas could really leap Golden State, and I wouldn't be, too surprised if they start playing better basketball. Get everyone gelling on the same wavelength. I think they could do it. I think the Nuggets won't have any issue making the playoffs. I think Jokic is starting to hit his stride really at a great time. He's been playing some really good basketball lately. Just doing everything that he does. Golden State, to me, just whenever you watch him, nothing stands out. I don't know if they could. I could easily see him outside the playoffs.
Be a shame not getting Steph in the playoffs. I wish they would make another move, but I don't see that happening. I mean, their leverage, that they can move around, they just don't have it. Like, I don't think they're ready to give up Wiseman anytime soon. And Kelly Oubre, his name was getting shopped, but I don't think there's enough curb appeal.
They just need Clay back.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Make a wish.
If you were the Warriors, are you kicking yourself that you didn't take LaMelo?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
because you could have essentially used Steph as the catch and shoot that Clay was.
Yeah.
But I think that still would have been tough with Clay coming back. Like, how do you work that, going forward for the next couple of years? You're not taking LaMelo off the bench. We saw what that did. And it wasn't good. I mean, that was probably the one time I would have agreed with LeVar Ball, get my kid off the bench. And that was the only time he's ever been right about it. One of his kids not being on the bench or, needing more playing time, right? So can't argue with that. It may not have been the best situation for them. I think as a team mold, if they, still wanted to continue to move forward with Clay and Steph for, 3 or 4 more years, Wiseman's probably the pick.
I agree.
Also a good compliment to Draymond. So, what about some of these other teams like Portland? Any question that they won't make the playoffs? Sacramento?
It's just hard to imagine a scenario where they do, just because of the teams that are ahead of them. They're just more balanced. They have depth that, Portland's lacking, especially at the big man area. If Nurkic comes back and plays like he did 2 years ago, absolutely, they are a great team. But that's what they're missing at this point. And McCollum, who knows when he's coming back.
Could be for a playoff run, but I'm not. Yeah. I'm skeptical. I think Sacramento will get in, but I also think
Sacramento. Do you mean San Antonio?
Oh, I'm sorry, San Antonio. SAS, not SAC. Justin, Jesus. Yeah, Sacramento 13-21. Same thing with the Spurs, 18-13. I still think they're one of the first teams bounced from the playoffs. They don't really overwhelm me as far as scoring, fourth quarter scoring. Solid defense, always a solid game plan. DeJounte Murray, he's been playing awesome. Defensive player of the year, type of player right now in that conversation. So like them, don't love them. And they are a team that I feel could slip, slowly to that A seed. All right, cool. So let's move on. We'll jump into the double technical talk. You guys both saw the double technical last night for Devin Booker.
Outrageous. How do you call that?
I just don't understand it. I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, growing up, I picked on basketball a lot for being a soft sport, but my goodness, I didn't see any yelling. I didn't see any malicious, speaking with the hands, there wasn't really any bad, nonverbal communication going on from Booker, pretty much until he just pulled out his jersey and was like, peace, I guess I'm out of here. So talking trash to the ref, obviously you don't want to do it, especially in basketball. I mean, you can't mutter anything under your breath. It's not like you got a helmet on and you can get away with it or something like that. Everybody's going to hear it. Heck, another player on the team, on the opposite team might hear you say something like, ref, did you hear that? Or whatever. But man, just a soft little bounce of the ball to the ref and you're kicked out of the game. I mean, Blake, did you see this? I mean, this was crazy.
Yeah. It's stupid and it's bad for basketball when things like these happen. Thankfully it wasn't in a playoff game.
Right. Oh my God.
It happens, man. These refs, maybe you had a bad day. I don't know.
Who was the ref that was caught for gambling? He was on Barstool. Was it Tim?
Yeah.
Donahue? Yeah.
Was that a long time ago?
I don't know. I think one of his buddies were reffing the game. I didn't know the referee by name, you'd know that guy. But my goodness, I felt like that guy had some skin in the game.
I know of some refs in the 90s that fixed some games. He fouled out Vince Carter within the first quarter of the game. So,
well, this was late in the game, and obviously it didn't make a difference. The Suns still won. We mentioned Dario Cirich earlier. He came in, started putting up some more points, had a season high. Obviously, Chris Paul, still best in class at the point guard position, still rolling there, and being a big factor in their success this year. But man, it was just I just look at this over and over. I'm just watching it and how, and I guess we'll transition to that.
There's also back in the 2000 or 2001 when the Kings were playing the Lakers in the playoffs. A ref that got in trouble because they thought that he fixed the game.
That was the Mike Bibby years, Chris Webber, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one. Was that series also the series where I believe Fisher, he hit a three-pointer with 0.2 left in the clock?
It was something ridiculous.
Yeah, and they ran off the court. See you later, everyone. Bye.
Seriously, that was the Kings' year to win for sure.
And I feel like more people thought that was the NBA's rig. That's not the referee being involved. You know,
yeah, but there's a rep that like went to jail over it.
Oh,
and they have him in witness they have him in protection and shit, so he doesn't get killed by the mob.
Well, hey, you gotta protect yours, right? You gotta
so yeah, it's definitely it was something to do with that rep in particular.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I actually am kind of familiar with the story, and it was like something where like when it was those, you know, that team of refs together, there was something like the over had hit 16 or something times. It's a pretty cool story if you ever have the time to look it up.
Where are those odds? We need referee odds. You know, these guys are going to be on the floor tonight. Their record for Houston ATS is undefeated. You know, or they're always hitting the over on the road games for, you know, this team, or they're always hitting the unders at home for this team. Give me those trends, please.
Definitely.
More trends are never an issue for me. I'll take all I can get. Blake, you were telling us that you were a middle school basketball referee?
Yeah, it was Salvation Army. Salvation Army, and it's where the hoops were lowered to like 7.5 feet.
Oh, that's
I don't know. The coaches honestly were the worst. So the coaches would always be, you know, crying about whether you weren't or were giving them fouls, the other team fouls. It was just, you know, a nightmare. You're like, all right, dude, shut up. Like I've heard enough. And, you know, I never had to, but my buddy did because of a parent just wouldn't shut up. And he was cursing. He was like, this, you know, these are kids playing. So you're going to have to go outside if you're going to talk like that. And
you're out of here.
Yeah. He had to make a guy leave one time and sit in the parking lot.
That's awesome. I've been to games where parents have been kicked out and they backdoor. They get back in.
They just come back in with like sunglasses and a different hat on.
Separate door. Yeah, they didn't
check
the side door. They didn't check the side door. When I was growing up, we had this rink playing hockey where like the referees could see everyone coming and going. You could see the entrance and the exit right from center ice. So if you kick somebody out, you could see them come back.
It's like the only door in.
But,
so like
no. But there's the player entrance to get to the locker room, so you can just
like walking into a movie theater.
You just walk in and walk out. Exactly. You just walk in and walk right back in another door. And yeah, I've seen parents do that before. You got any crazy stories from like, you know, when you're like playing basketball or baseball or something as a kid, you know, getting kicked in or out of games?
Me?
Yeah, I
never got kicked out.
Man. What about you, Steve?
I got put in the penalty box a couple times. That's about it.
No shit. Get some penalties there, Blake. I was in the box.
Little high with my stick, huh?
How about you, Steve?
Yeah, so I had told you guys a story about my senior year. There was a foul call, or this is early in the game. It was like first quarter probably, and the guy got fouled, terrible free throw shooter. So I was like, all right, let me go to the line for you. And we got away with it. It was a 1-and-1, made the first one, made the second one, we're good. I try to do this like 2 possessions later. I try and do it again. And this time I was not even near the play. I was still on the other side of the court.
You did it again?
I did it 2 times. I shot the free throws. First time I got away with it. Crowd was starting to get like crazy. But then when I went up there a second time, they went crazy because they knew I wasn't supposed to be shooting.
They're like, that's not him.
Yeah, I mean, karma came back to bite me.
Was the ref watching the game or what? Like, what's going on there?
I think that they were just so shocked that someone actually had the balls to check them and be like, let's see how much you're paying attention. And then and so like how I knew to do that, to try and take someone else who's not as good of a free throw shooter. My dad did that in high school. And one of the guys on his team in high school was actually one of the refs. So he was aware, you know, he had pulled the trick before.
Damn.
That's funny, man.
Getting the home
crazy
cooking,
small. Yeah.
But neither of you ever been kicked out of a game? Ever?
No.
Damn.
Not that I can think of.
Damn. I've been kicked out.
I fouled out.
I've been kicked out of a couple, but one was absolutely for fighting because I was playing in this hockey game where these referees, man, they were just letting my goalie just get hosed. He's getting sprayed in the face. If you ever getting sprayed in the face in hockey, man, it's not very fun. You just get a whole bunch of snow right in your face. Goalie's going down to cover the puck. You know, guys like sliding his feet right into him, you know, on purpose. It's a thing that we do, you know, a little chippy play, right? So I give him a little what for on the first go around and say, do that again. Do that shit again, please. I'm hearing these guys laughing with the referee at the face-off dot. I'm like, these guys know each other. Like, what the going on here? He does it again. Boom, right in his face. Like, let's go. Come on, we'll give you a little what for. And we just start going at it. And I was the one that got kicked out. It wasn't even the other guy. I was pissed. I had another one where it was a mouthy little kid, and I got a 2 and a 10. Where are you from? Where they call that a hook, ref? You're out of here. Shit. I got kicked out of the next game too because of that. It was like at the age level where if you get like a game misconduct, they're like, you're out of the next game. I'm like, what the hell is this? That's when parents sat me down the next night and they're like, you ever talk to a referee like that again? Apparently, you guys got way ahead of me.
It's definitely something to go with hockey, though. Way more physical of a sport. Get your blood boiling a little bit.
Oh yeah, there's been some boiling moments, and just like it's you see a lot of your teammates go down at certain points, like someone gets a bad hit or something unclean, and yeah, you're definitely going to give the ref a what for. If you're wearing a letter, you can definitely do it a little bit more, with a little bit more subtlety or class. Like, hey, you see this? You see what's going on over here? Or if you wear a letter, you're allowed to actually go over there and talk to them, and, tell them what's up. I was at a coaching clinic where you're getting like your certificate to become a level whatever coach and etc. And they would bring referees to those to explain to us like, hey, by the way, we're making like $14 or $15 an hour. We don't give a flying who wins Pee Wee hockey games. Okay, we don't care who wins Bantam or high school hockey games. We're making a couple bucks an hour, and we're doing this because we enjoy it, right? It's a little side profit for us. Very similar to our betting, right? Have some fun with it, make a few extra bucks, see some hockey, get some free, conditioning, some free skating, whatever. We don't care about the lineups. And he told this story about some captain came over and was like, "Hey, my coach said that call was, it was bullshit. Pardon my French kids. He says that call was BS." And the ref turned and looked to him and said, "Hey, I want you to go tell your coach you're playing like a little B." He said the kid's eyes lit up like Christmas, and he never heard a peep from him the rest of the game or the coach. So kid probably went back and was like, "Hey, settle down. He's not with it. he's not with us tonight." I mean, I could go to the moon and back on referee stories. I've had really good refs. I've had really cool refs. I had a ref when I was a kid come up and be like, "Hey, you guys play that NHL 2000 blah 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 whatever. If you turn the aggression way up on the settings, the goalies will fight." Good tip, tip of the cap, sir. I like it. Or just really high energy guys that get in there and you're like. Like they're like yelling the penalties, stuff like that. So didn't have any like, basketball anecdotes. Probably didn't get enough playing time sitting at the end of the bench there. So if they had taken away one of my one and only corner three, on the year, I'd probably be yelling and screaming, but probably kicked out of the game for the 5 minutes I was playing. But other than that, mostly just hockey situations. So you guys got anything else? We're going to jump over to some live betting here to close it out.
Did you catch Doris Burke's commentary from the night yesterday or 2 nights ago? On the Giannis block. That was hilarious. She's like, he came up from behind him and took what he wanted.
And he wouldn't stop coming. It was pretty funny. Hey, Doris ain't afraid to toss it around.
Oh, she's the best. She's probably one of the best of all time.
Oh, absolutely. All right, let's jump back over to some live betting here. We'll go over some live numbers again. We'll close out the show. Right now, Pacers, they took the lead. Pacers 101-99 over the Cavs. They are back in it. The books are on it, and so are we, so that's solid. 5:02 left in the game. Who's going to win this one outright, boys? Just give me your winner.
Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm still going to go Cleveland.
Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Yeah, I'm going to go Cleveland as well.
Isn't that a Drew Carey show?
Yeah,
the Drew Carey
nice,
show. Right
nice.
On. That was always a solid watch growing up. 76ers 97-98 to the Jazz, only within 1 point. I grabbed them on that live spread, so that's pretty solid. Blake, you're not that far off here, man. 76ers could win this one outright.
That's what I wanted. It's like plus 300 almost.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we got 7:33 left in the game. I'm assuming that you're sticking with it.
Yeah.
Steve, who do you got here? Still a Jazz?
No, I'm on the Sixers. I think I flipped last time we looked at it.
Going with the Sixers. Well, it doesn't look like the Jazz are going to want to cover for me. Like I said, they've been rolling on the covers, so probably going to get that one wrong, Justin, unless they pull away here. We've got the Pistons up over the Raptors, 111-91. Ouch. Can someone get me an update on Kyle Lowry? Is he alive? Is he scoring?
I can.
I need him to hit that prop. I need him to hit that prop right now.
Let's see. You had him at what, 17.5? You're good.
I had him at 21.
Oh, he's at 21 right now. So you need to have.
Yeah, he's at 21.
Let's go. Let's go. The prop.
Norman Powell, 36 points.
Told you.
Blake was trying to give it to us. He was trying to give it to us, and the books took it too early. Damn, we got to start at 7 o'clock one of these days. That's 2 weeks in a row Blake was going to be on it, because I guarantee they're going to have Powell at 30 points. You know what I mean?
Well, everybody's going to jump all over Lowry. Powell's been the one that's been killing it.
Well, Lowry's going to hit his number still, so.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it.
Powell's just a ball hog, though, when he gets the opportunity.
I love it. So I think the Pistons are probably going to take this one here. 111-91. We've got 7 minutes left in the game. Can you guys say otherwise? I don't think so.
No.
All right, and the Nets did blow it open over the Rockets, 72-56. We've started the third quarter here. Nets are up 5-2 in just this period alone. We've got 10-24 left in the quarter. I mean, Nets are going to win it outright. We're looking at like a 17-point spread here, so it doesn't look like the Rockets are going to cover the 10, the 13. You got them at 17. I don't know. They're falling fast.
No, I've already taken the 13.5 and the 10.5, so I don't want to. Mm-hmm. I'm just digging it up now. No, I'm not going to go there. I just stay away from it, obviously, but it wouldn't surprise me if Houston can climb back in and make it at least a 10-point game. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But the problem is where's the firepower for him?
Exactly. Is Eric Gordon even playing? I'd close my
phone. I haven't seen him.
No, he hasn't gotten in yet.
Yeah, then he's probably out. He would have had minutes by now. It's the third quarter. So right now we're looking at the Bulls up 64-45 over the Pelicans. I grabbed the Bulls as a plus 4.5 earlier during the show. And I have the the opening total of 238 under that, and I bought it up to 240. So right now we're at a 109 total. Flip that, you're at 218. I'm feeling really, really good. I need the Pelicans to stay off the scoring. Live total is 228. Are you guys going to buy it?
I'm not.
What's the math on this? What is it currently?
We're at 218 if the game finished on pace.
Yeah, I don't like it then.
Nah, no, don't love it. How about the spread here? We got 10.5 going to the Pelicans. They're down 19.
10.5 to the Pelicans?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
I think they can rally back. I think they can get back in the game. So yeah, I'll take the 10 as well, 10.5. What do you think, Steve?
I'm mixed emotions. I don't know how to feel about this game. It's the Pelicans. Right. I think they can get back in it, but it's also like a part of me does think, hey, the Bulls are a good team. You know, I'm obviously a Bulls fan, but they've kept the Pelicans away at a good distance so far. So let's see how this game goes down the stretch.
It seems like it should be a lot bigger of a number. It seems like it should be like 15 or 16. So that's what scares me there.
Okay, sounds good.
10.5 for a 19-point lead. That just seems rude.
Yeah, I'm just taking it based on the upside of the Pelicans' offense. Like they can put points together in stretches. So yes. I'm going to take them to cover the 10.5. I think they can get within it. Next up, we've got the Magic still up over the Hawks, 61-44. Live total is 211.5. I don't love that. The Hawks just put up 17 points in the second quarter. That is a terrible pace. They're going to have to do a lot of work to catch that.
Yeah.
I'm not betting on the Hawks ever again.
Yeah.
Bastards. What about the Hawks to cover 9.5, Steve?
No, thank you.
I don't think I can do that.
I think they can get back into 9.5, maybe 10 territory. It's locked at 9.5 right now, so maybe when they get back after halftime, you can get it up to like 10 or maybe even 12. I think they can cover those. Next up, we've got the Hornets now up over the Timberwolves. Thank goodness, 62-54. Looking at a live total of 230.5. Spread is plus 5.5 to the Wolves. No way. Give me the Hornets at minus 5.5. I took them earlier, 3? So that was easy money.
You got them 2.5.
Yeah.
Or 3, yeah, 3.
It was 3. it was 3. But what do you think about the total? I don't love it. 230 is too high.
Yeah.
I mean, the T-Wolves put up 56 in the first half, but I'm going to say they scored less points.
I'm going to say, damn, that's tough.
You're looking at
I really want to say over. I really want to say over.
What do you think, Steve?
I'm
going to say under.
Yeah, I think I'm still riding under there. A decent first quarter from Minnesota. They put in 33. I don't think they'll do that many other quarters. I mean, in fact, second quarter they put up 23. I don't think you get there.
All right.
That's understandable.
All right, last one, and then we're going to close out the show here. We got the Thunder under the Mavs by 2 points, 27-25 lead for the Mavs. Looking at a 5.5-point spread for the Thunder, and over/under is at 208.5. Feel like that's kind of low.
Yeah, that does seem pretty low. But I mean, they put up Oklahoma City 23 in the first, Dallas 25 in the first. Not too much scoring there.
Here. I have to know if Luka's in. I never really got confirmation if Luka's in the game or not. Luka is down. Why does it still say doubtful?
It says doubtful, so I'm assuming he's out.
Yeah,
I'm just going to
not played.
Okay, well then he's not in. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to take the under. I feel like the offense will disappear. He's the guy that they're going to in those third, fourth quarter big moments. I'm going to say the under.
I'm still going with my gut, and I'm going to say the over.
Yeah, it's just a really low number. It's kind of a weird number. So posting it for two teams like this, I'm gonna lean into it. I'm gonna go to the under there, and then the
one
spread.
I took the over
money line, right?
I said the Thunder could win outright. So
yeah, thought so.
Especially with Luka potentially being out now that I know that he's for sure out. I really like the Thunder at plus 5.5 in this one.
Are we looking on that money line for the Sixers?
Oh yeah, let's get an update on them really quick here. 76ers. They're down by 2, 3:36 left in the game.
I have Philly up.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just looking at the sports book, so it could be behind.
Yeah, I'm on Odd Shark at 107, 106. Philly's winning right now.
107,
109,
106. Oh, well, no, it's
109, 107. Jazz.
The Jazz are
okay.
Up. You're behind.
I guess I am.
It never happens, so I have to rejoice in it when it does because
right.
It's always behind you guys. I'm on the East Coast. The sun gets to me first. I should get TV first, too.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of boohickey. A bunch of malarkey. I hate it. All right, cool. So that's all we got for the show tonight as far as games and picks and everything. Hopefully you guys were able to get some winners out of this. You guys got anything to close down the show?
Check out my article posting tomorrow on Take It to the Hizzy. Go over NFC North possible free agent signings. So check that out.
Steve switching over to a little bit of football. Going to be solid.
Nice.
How about you, Blakey? Anything?
Nothing off the top of my head right now.
I
hope we have some awesome basketball, even though you don't want to watch it this weekend.
I do want to watch it. I'll just watch it in chunks. I'll watch it.
Okay.
I won't watch it the entire way through. Because why? I would rather watch the sophomore and rookie game.
Yeah, me too.
That's more appealing.
That's pretty fair.
Than the All-Star game.
I agree with that.
They don't care. Unless it's like one guy that wants to really win the MVP, and that's about it.
I figured you were more of a celebrity game type of guy.
I like to see the Biebs get out there, mix it up on the court. He's
Kevin Hart, the 3-time MVP.
He's a two-sport player, the Biebs. He plays the basketball, plays the hokey pokey. So
who's your favorite celebrity to ever play?
Is Paul Rudd in there? I don't know. I don't know Paul Rudd if he's in there. I like to think I'm a little similar to Paul Rudd every now and again.
Yeah.
Kind of quirky, kind of weird. If I was an Avenger, like in this body, I'd probably be Ant-Man. So, or pre-Captain America, pre-anecdote Captain America.
Antidote. Is that your favorite Paul Rudd movie?
No. Oh God, favorite Paul Rudd movie? Why you got to do me like that?
Is yours like what, Our Idiot Brother or whatever?
No. Our Idiot Brother was kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. Like, this is okay. It's kind of a.
I don't know. I'd probably have to go. I Love You, Man.
I Love You, Man is probably the answer for sure.
Yeah.
Hannah Brotana.
That or Role Models.
Role models is good too, but I feel like there's just like a few too many extra just corny scenes, like a little too overdone. I feel like I Love You Man's a really practical comedy. It's really solid. Other than when they're on the golf course, this is my nightmare. This is my nightmare. That was a bit much, a little over the top, but other than that, very very sound from top to bottom.
My favorite line in that movie was not line, but when he's talking about what's his name, Jason? Sudeikis. Jason Segel?
Segel, sorry, not Sudeikis.
Yeah,
I'm Ted Lasso over here.
He's on the boardwalk calling people that look like their dogs Bowsers.
Yeah. Or he just yells at people when he when they, hey, pick up your dog shit. Ah! He just freaks out on everybody.
It's like I go to the boardwalk and shit in my hand and throw it like a primate or caveman or whatever out into the ocean.
Shit's awesome.
But yeah, guys, good show.
All right, sounds good, guys. This is TITTH number 114. Take care, be well. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you next time. Later.